Yes, one of us received feedback from the supervisor. According to her, the subject of the email was ish. And this thing happened when she received her comment from the supervisor. She said her day shut down. She slept all day. She couldn't feel herself. She felt so devastated. And today, I want to give the general house tips on how you should approach comment, especially this time of the year where lots of people have submitted maybe their first draft of their proposal or thesis, and they are receiving feedback from their supervisors. This is the time we should talk about this. So today we'll be talking about how to approach and address comment or feedback from your supervisor. I know for some of you here, you've heard me talk about it, but I felt I need to bring it again to the general house. It's important. Maybe you've not submitted yet. You might think you don't need it. You will need it when the time comes. Definitely. Once you begin to receive comment from your supervisor, especially those heart-wrenching ones, you will know how important it is about what I want to tell you today. How many of us have submitted document to the supervisor and received feedback? How many of us have submitted a draft to the supervisor and received feedback? Okay, good. That is how most people feel when they receive the comment. But most importantly, a lot of people or majority immediately feels that they are not doing enough, or probably they are not competent enough to do the research. Some felt that it seems they made a mistake to actually enroll in that degree. Some felt that it seems I got the worst supervisor ever. Some felt so unsupported in the whole process. Yesterday, one of us, or not yesterday, I think that was on Thursday. Yes, one of us received feedback from the supervisor. According to her, the subject of the email was ish. Those of us that are South African, we know what that means. Ish. That was a subject a supervisor put while sending feedback to the student. You know what that means. When you open your email from your supervisor and what you see is ish as a subject of the email. First, you've not even opened the document to see the comment. You are already blown away. Then by the time you then get to the comment, then you know what will happen. Once you read the comment in a hurry, one biggest problem or the challenge or what you will face will be anxiety. You feel like, I'm not good enough. Isn't it better I just leave this study and face my life? This master's, this PhD is not for me. With this comment, no, I don't think I can make it. Especially when you see comments on the comment section that is arranged as if it's a book shelf where the books are arranged on top of each other. You know, no space. You'll be like, where am I going to start? Definitely you'll be blown away. Now, what do you do when you receive a comment from your supervisor? The first thing is to remind yourself the reason why you enrolled in that degree. Even without opening the document yet, tell yourself, come what may, No matter what the comment are, I will persevere and go through this process. I know why I registered. So remind yourself that before you even open it at all. Now, when you open it, do this. First step is do not have the mind of addressing the comment. Because as soon as you open it, your adrenaline will do what? Will rise to the roof. When you see the red pens, you see the underlines, you see the comments, you see these question marks and all those ones, your adrenaline will jump up. First thing that comes to your mind is that this supervisor hates me. This supervisor doesn't want me to finish this degree. Oh, it's like this supervisor has picked up that I'm not good. So they are trying to make things difficult for me to frustrate me so that I quit. And so many other questions and thoughts running through your mind. So the first opening, you must do the first pass. Read the comment, but don't give it too much thought. Read them one after the other. Don't bother where the comment is even attached to. Or you could, but don't stress much about it. Just read through it, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other, till the end. So what you're doing in that first pass is just to like get a glimpse of the kind of comment the supervisor put there. It's not a time to try to make sense of the comment and what is required of you. It's not a time. The first pass is to just familiarize yourself. Once you are done reading from the beginning to the end, close your computer, walk away. Do not try to attempt any of the comments. It's even the wrong way of addressing supervisor's comment is to just open and start addressing from page 1 as you go. You will make some mistakes again because there are some comments maybe in page 3 or 4 that will give you a deeper understanding of some comment on page 1. So just read it through from beginning to the end. Close your computer, walk away. Probably give yourself like 2 days or 1 day interval. Don't return to it. If you have enough time, give yourself like 2 days. Within that 2 days, those comments will be playing on your mind. It will be consolidating gradually. Then after 1 or 2 days, come back to that document again. You will see that in the second visit to that document, your adrenaline will not be that high as it were in the first pass. Now, some comment that feels like an attack on you will start to become more clearer. There are some comments you will read it, you say, but this thing is there, but I covered it. Oh, it seems that this supervisor didn't read this document properly. They passed through it in a hurry. That's what your mind will be telling you, that everything is attack from the supervisor. Now, the second time you will open the document, also, don't open it with the mindset of addressing the comment. The second time is meaning-making time. That's the time you begin to what? Make meaning of each of the comments from the supervisor. So you read again from the beginning to the end, but this time you are not giving a thought to the questions because now your adrenaline is low. You are not feeling attacked again. You're more calmer now this time because the first time some comments that are just very good and genuine comment will still come across as an attack on you. So the second pass is what? Meaning making. Then you go through again from beginning to the end. Give it, okay, what does the supervisor want here? Okay. You continue. I think the supervisor want this here. You continue. Now, as you are making meaning of each of the comments, you are also connecting the comments to each other. Okay? These comments, actually relate to this. Because some of the comments will help you to understand what the supervisor wants you to do. Maybe it is comment 6 that throw more light on comment 2. Then you have a proper understanding about what the supervisor is looking for at that particular point or that section of your work. Once you go through the second time, meaning making, once you are done reading the comment again, from the beginning to the end, close your computer, walk away. Maybe one day again, depending on the time frame you have to address that comment. Now, by the time you walk away, that comment will continue to play in your mind again. It will become clearer and clearer. That time you remember that you read something like this. You remember you came across something like this. Probably that will help you to address this comment or that comment or that comment. Now, once you're done with your away time, maybe 1 or 2 days or 50 minutes or whatever, then you'll come back. The third visit is now when you start addressing the comment. By that time, all anxiety, all the adrenaline, everything is low. Your mind is clearer now. You could see exactly where the supervisor is coming from and where the supervisor is leading you to. Also, it will also help you to see where you think that the supervisor is missing something in your study, in your focus area, because they are also human beings. It's also possible that the supervisor is missing something. Then at that point, you also know where each comment belongs to. For instance, one of our community members, one time, actually she belonged to the inner circle, received a comment from the supervisor. When she received the feedback, she panicked. But by the time we met on our one-on-one session, I began to notice that actually the supervisor was asking questions in order for him to understand the research properly. Remember that the research, the topic, everything came from the student. So the supervisor is still trying to find his feet to make sure that his understanding and that of the student focus is in alignment. But because her adrenaline was high, she saw those questions as an attack. But by the time we sat down, I would begin to unpack those questions. I let her know that actually the supervisor is asking these questions to know exactly where you are focusing, to avoid assumption. Maybe he's thinking this way, meanwhile you are thinking that way. Basically, what your response to those questions will help him understand better about the research before he will know how to go about it. Now, for those of us who are starting this year, developing their proposal to submit and everything, you are likely to receive such questions from the supervisor, especially the PhD ones. Because the supervisor will want to first understand. These are those that really want to, let's say, come into your head, know exactly what you're thinking in order to work with you. Are you with me? They will ask you such questions, so be expectant. And when you see such questions, what do you mean here? It's not an attack. What are you driving at here is not an attack. Basically, the supervisor is just trying to say what? Please lead me better into your head so that I will be able to follow you in this journey. I don't know if we're together on this. Let me pause. How many of us have received such a question or such comment from the supervisor? The supervisor that says, what do you mean here? What are you driving at here? I'm struggling to understand what you're trying to say here. TikTok community, how many of us have received such a comment? You're free to indicate. None of us here yet on Zoom. So it happens often than you think. A lot, even this particular, it's a client, also receives such similar comment of what are you trying to pass across here? What is this line meant for? Basically, what also that kind of question is trying to tell you is that your writing is not too clear there, that your reader is still struggling to understand. You know, we are all very good at academic writing. We are very, very, very good at that because we are very good. We write in such a way that everybody understands. I hope people understand my sarcasm here or irony here. Sometimes you might think it so well. How many of us have think it so well in our head? Oh, it's so nice. If I say it now, everybody, wow. Then when you open your mouth, you'll be like, what has happened? The translation from your head to your mouth to come out, something happened. There are some attack that comes in between and attack your thought. Then nothing will come out as it is. Or so well formed in your head, then you write it on your book. Then when you come back and read it, you'll be like, hell no, who wrote this one? Is it me? Is it what I was thinking I wrote here? You understand? So if you have that consciousness in you, then when such comment come, you won't receive it as an attack. It just mean go back, look at it again. How do I rephrase it? How do I reconstruct it in such a way that it will be clearer? Now that you are addressing the comment, nobody said you will address the comment from page 1 to the end. That you must follow it, comment 1, comment 2, comment 3, comment 4. Nobody said that. There is no sequence to it. All you need to do is to identify which of the comments are one of the critical comments. There are some that if you address first, it helps you to do what? To address others. There is something I missed here. Before you start addressing the comment, first categorize the comment. Which of them falls within supervisor seeking more clarity? Which of them fall within the bracket of sentence construction, like that there is something that is not clear in terms of how you write? Which of them wants you to write better and clearer? Which of them are more content critics specific? Like, which of them are more about the content you are researching on, driving you to throw more light or go deeper in your focus area? Which of them? Which of them is about you improving the way you pass your information across? And which of them is a supervisor seeking to understand better what you are trying to work on? So I forgot that one. Categorize your comment, categorize them. That's why you must not follow the comment one after the other in addressing them. You understand? This category will help you to know which to start with first, or which of the comment to start with. Just like in an exam hall, if you're given a question paper, nobody said you must answer question 1 first before question 2. They will tell you, do what? Start with the question that you know best. There are some questions you'll be able to answer when your adrenaline is high because you know them too well. There are some you will be able to answer when you are more calmer. It's the same thing here. Follow the same approach. Go through the comment. The one you understood well, attack it first. Also, know that there are some comments you need to hold on first, address a particular one before that one will fall in line better. You must be able to know how does this flow. Now, by the time you've addressed the comment, let's say the more content ones first, then you go to the what? The ones about writing clarity, your sentence constructions. So at that stage now, what you are now doing is to what? Rephrase, reconstruct lines that the supervisor seems not too clear about. By doing so, you might even find out that, yes, actually, what I wrote here is not that clear. You will be able to pick up what you missed that made it unclear to your readers. Also, note that there are some comments that you need to seek clarity from the supervisor before you address. Pay attention to that. If you go through the comment and you feel that majority of them is not that clear, you are allowed to message your supervisor and say, I have received your feedback, your comments. I've gone through them. I understood some of them. However, there are some that I'm struggling to get exactly what you're looking for there. Can I please request for a meeting for you to do what? Throw more light on them. It's allowed. And how do you get a good buy-in from them? You put it this way. You said, I want to make sure if I go through this comment, I am addressing it to meet your requirement. Hence, I would really appreciate if you could throw some light on the comment so that when I'm addressing them, I know that I'm capturing your mind. Make it there. You understand? That everything you're doing, you want to make sure it's in alignment with what they want. Every supervisor, let me not say every, majority will be glad to do what? What that also means is that you are handing over the authority to them. You're telling them, I recognize your superiority in this journey, and I appreciate and recognize your what? Your leadership. So throw more light so that me, the follower, can follow you properly. Their ego will rise. They will call you to the table and they will give you more input. Okay, actually, when this comment, what I meant here is this. I wanted you to just, expatiate on this further because some of the comments can be a bit vague. You understand? It can be a bit vague that you might not get exactly what the supervisor is looking for there. But when you approach them with that authority, that you recognize their leadership and you want to follow them to make sure you capture their mind, they will then make it deeper by telling you, oh, this comment, I want you to do it this way. I want it this way. Or what I mean by this is for you to actually expatiate further. Or I think here, what I meant there is that you are actually mixing things up. Probably you are bringing things that is not supposed to be here. Let me give you an instance. We've assisted a client, I think that was last 2 years. She has completed her thesis, submitted a draft. The supervisor made 3-line comment, 3 lines comment. But that 3-line comment simply means, let me put it in a more harsher word, this is rubbish. From the chapter 4 down, this is rubbish. This is just to put it in a more harsh way. But the supervisor didn't want to say it like that. But she made that vague comment. The student read the comment and interpreted it as a minor issue. When she came to us, we looked at the comment, we told her, there is an issue here. There's a problem here. The supervisor simply means that you need to go redo your data analysis. You need to redo the presentation. You need to redo the discussion and the conclusion. She was like, no, that is not what. I said, it's okay. If you want us to assist you, this is what we're going to do, because that is what the supervisor meant here. But if you don't want that, it's fine. You can go and do it yourself or get someone else. But that is what we understood about this comment. Again, ability to unpack supervisor's comment is very important for you to be able to address it properly. Eventually, she agreed and we went into it. By the time we began to unpack the whole thing, that's when she understood what that comment meant exactly. So you must be able to unpack the comment for you to be able to address it. If you are struggling to understand the comment, please go back to the supervisor. Ask for clarity. But don't say, oh, I didn't understand this comment. Can you please, or can you help? No, you said, I have tried to address this comment. However, it seems I'm not too clear about it. And I will want to ensure that I address it to the best of your, to exactly what you want. You understand? So for me to be able to capture your mind, I will appreciate if you can throw more light to this comment. Make it them. Don't put it that you are struggling. Put it that yes, there's a little bit of struggle, but your struggle is from the perspective whether you are capturing their mind. And that is when they will definitely do what? Come to your aid. I think that is what I wanted to pass across today. How to address or how to approach and address supervisor's comment when you receive the comment. I say step 1, First step is remind yourself the reason why you enrolled in that degree and tell yourself, come what may, I will weather on and I will finish this degree. Step 2, open the document the first time without the mindset of addressing the comment. You just want to familiarize with the comment the supervisor made. Run through them from beginning to the end. No deep thinking, nothing. Just read them one after the other. Close the computer, walk away. Then return to it when your mind, your adrenaline is calm. Then you go to the step 3. Now, meaning making step, where you read the comment again from the beginning to the end, but this time try to make meaning of each of the comment. Then this is the stage where you categorize the comment. Then after that, close your computer, walk away. Give it like a day or so. Most especially those that are starting, your heart is still like a newborn baby in the research. Very fragile. You know, walk away. You still have more time than those that are almost at the finishing. That's okay. It's already pressing. Give yourself time. Don't rush into it. Then once, let's say a day or so have elapsed, then you come back to the third step and stage, which is what? The stage where you address the comment now. And at that stage, you must map first which comment should I address first before the order. Then you address the comment. And finally, I said, if there is any comment you are struggling to understand exactly what the supervisor wants you to do there, go back to them and ask them for what? Clarity. But make it that the essence of you coming back to them is to do what? Make sure you understood exactly what they want you to do there in order to do it to capture what they want properly. And they will help you. And that's where I stop. Any question from anyone?